Hi everyone, I'm Alex, and my favorite text from high school was The Ones Who Walk Away from Omelas by Ursula K. Le Guin. So here's a little summary of the short story. The Ones Who Walk Away from Omelas is a short story that describes a dystopian city where everyone is very happy at all times. All of their daily needs have been met, and they don't have to worry about anything. In the center of the city is a basement with a few disabled children. These children are miserable and locked in the basement, unable to go outside. They are naked and covered in sores from the dirty conditions of the basement. They remember what the outside world is like and beg to be let out, but they never succeeded. When privileged children of the outside world, at about the age of 12, are shown the tortured children, they want to save them and do something about it, but they realize that there's nothing they can do, and they do everything in their power to rationalize their oppression. So the text reads, Often the young people go home in tears or in a tearless rage when they have seen the child and face this terrible paradox. They may brood over it for weeks or years, but as time goes on, they begin to realize that even if the child could be released, it would not get much good of its freedom. A little vague pleasure of warmth and food, no doubt, but little more. It's too degraded and imbecile to know any real joy. It has been afraid too long ever to be free of fear. Its habits are too uncouth for it to respond to humane treatment. Indeed, after so long, it would probably be wretched, without walls about to protect it, and darkness for its eyes, and its own excrement to sit in. Their tears at the bitter injustice dry when they begin to perceive the terrible justice of reality and to accept it. Le Guin, page 6. There are a few people who refuse to put up with this, and they leave the city of Omelas, leaving their happiness and privileges behind. These people are called the ones who walk away from Omelas, and this brings up the topic of morality, and it asks the reader if they would put up with injustices for their own happiness or if they would abandon their privileges for their own morals. So now for the questions. When and how did you first encounter this text? I encountered this text junior year in Mr. Kadish's English 3 honors class for a short story dystopian unit. Love Mr. Kadish. It was an assignment that made you compare multiple dystopia-related stories and analyze them using certain lenses like the Marxist lens, psychoanalytical lens, etc. What aspects of this text appeal to you? So, I actually don't remember a lot of texts from high school, but this is the one text I actually can remember, and it's because the message was pretty apparent to me and it stood out in my face, and it made me think a lot about my own personal values too, which a lot of books have tried to make me think about my personal values, but they kind of failed. But this one was, for some reason, this one was pretty good for me. How did this text create a change or inspire growth in you? So this text didn't necessarily inspire me, but it definitely made me think a lot about my moral values and the fact that there really can't be happiness without suffering and all the other injustices in this world, like for example, I don't know, factory workers suffering for the production of products to benefit the luxuries of other people. And this can be related to the fact that people must learn sadness before they know what happiness feels like, or the fact that people cannot have luxuries of life without workers or lower class people suffering for their joy. So who are the types of people who might benefit from encountering this text? So some people who might benefit from reading this text are people who like to analyze short stories, some dystopian fans, or people who are just looking to question their morals a little bit, just to wonder about the wonders of the world. Lastly, why is this text something other people should consider reading? So this text is something people should consider reading because it's only a 5-page short story. I think it's actually 7. So it isn't very long, and it doesn't really follow a plot, but rather it describes a subject or society, which might be interesting for some people, because I know sometimes I like to read my plot books, but sometimes I'm just looking to read a dystopian kind of description book that makes you question your morals. Okay? And that's it, guys. Thanks for listening. Bye.